Hi guys, welcome back to Astitva Seekers. I'm Tejal Patel, and this is the place to be if you're seeking your truth and ready to spread your light. And today's topic is on comparison and the slippery slope that we can lead on when we go down the road of comparing ourselves to other people and gaining our self-worth from that space. My husband told me this quote that he read in Forbes magazine, which is a very unlikely place for spiritual wisdom. But the quote was, "Don't compare your weaknesses to other people's strengths." And let that marinate for a little bit, because when I let it digest and started to evaluate the spaces in my life that I compare other people and myself, and how do I feel? I usually feel either inferior or superior. And what I recognize is that in those moments, I'm never comparing two equals. I'm either comparing my failures to someone else's successes, I'm comparing the beginning story of my journey to someone else's end result. And when I feel that I'm inferior to someone else, then in those moments you look to feel superior. So your ego always wants to feel special. And so it'll teeter-totter between this space. And what I recognized is that a limiting belief that I grew up with came up. And when I was younger and I really wanted something, or I looked at someone else and I strived to have what they want and I felt down, I was told that look to someone who has less than you and feel grateful for what you have and don't be in that space of wanting more. And though the premise of that was really supposed to be very good, there is a caveat to that. Anytime you put yourself in a space to compare yourself to gain your self-worth, you are putting yourself in a position of emotional turmoil, imbalance, and finding, using an external standard to define your self-worth. So anytime you look at someone to feel superior about yourself, you will automatically at some point put yourself in a position to compare yourself to someone who has more than you and then feel down in the dumps. And so what I recognize from this is that we have to do away from using anybody external as a standard of where we are in our life, how we're progressing, and what our strengths and weaknesses are. We have to use ourselves as a standard. We have to recognize that how far we've come from our journey and what we've learned and what has our failures taught us to propel us to the next step. And when we see someone in a space that we wish to be in, use them as inspiration. Don't compare your journey to someone else's because they're completely unique. They're completely unequal. So any comparison with an external source from you is an unequal, so don't get into the space. Ask them, they didn't get to that space by just being there. They don't share necessarily the journeys, the struggles, the weaknesses, the doubts, the insecurities. And if you want, ask them, how did you start off? And really understand and learn that every person is exactly where they need to be. Even if they have less than you or more than you, they are exactly where they need to be. They have all the resources they need to reach their highest good. So focus on yourself, because that's the only standard that you can use to take you to the next level in your spiritual journey. So I hope this serves you well, and until next week, Sat Nam. Bye.